Welcome to 5 Minute Bible Study. We want to jump into Psalm 42. As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. This isn't a psalm of nearness. This is an honest communication of separation. This is internal turmoil. The picture is that this deer must be so far away from the water to desperately yearn for it. Or the implication could be that there's a drought. And this picture is us. So my soul longs for you, O God. My soul thirsts for the living God. See, the animal's need for water to sustain its life forms a fitting simile for a soul's need of the living God. This is the source of spiritual life. See, the psalmist is crying out their thirst for God, but in so doing, they are admitting, maybe you could admit this too, the psalmist is admitting that God doesn't feel near, or perhaps there's a spiritual drought. And so while it varies, generally speaking, an average person can go about 3 weeks without food, depending on circumstances. Some people believe it could be upwards of 40 to 60 days. But the average person speaking, about 3 weeks they can go without food. I don't know about you, but that seems a little impossible. It's hard for me to go like 3 hours without food, and without eating something. Now, on the flip side, though, average person, 3 weeks without food. On the flip side is when we speak about water, the average person can survive 3 days without water. And of course, that depends on the person. But you have this comparison, 3 weeks without food or 3 days without water. No wonder the psalmist doesn't say, as a bear longs for its next meal, but as a deer pants for water. And that's where I think a lot of people are. And because the implication is this: we cannot survive without God. And yet there are so many walking dead. So many people who simply exist without living because they don't have a thirst for God. But the psalmist understands something. The psalmist understands, I can't continue like this. I can't live like this. I can't move forward like this. My soul thirsts for God. I don't just want God. I need God. There are far too many people with the language of wanting God, but it's just another thing. What we need to do is be people that not only want God, but we are desperate for God. We need God. That if there's a stretch in our lives that we do not have communion with God, it affects us. That's the type of soul thirst that the psalmist is penning here. And so I ask you, what drives you? What do you long for? What do you desire for your life? What is the pursuit of your life? What is it that you can't live without? And I suggest, like never before, you decide to fill your soul with God, not with the other stuff. And I believe as you taste and see that He is good, I'm convinced that you'll long for Him all the more. And so I just want to leave you with that encouragement, because He is enough. And if you can experience Him, then I believe He can be the satisfaction that your life is searching for. And so I ask, where are you? Are you like the psalmist? Maybe in a season of drought, maybe trying to figure it out, or do you just have the language of wanting? I encourage you to get to that place of longing for God and placing your hope in God, because He is trustworthy and He is good. Because whatever season that you're in right now, it will not last forever. But thirst, and you will find the well that never runs dry. God bless you guys. We hope this encourages you, and we will see you next time.